Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. As the search continues for best way of tackling insecurity in the country, Inspector General of Police briefs lawmakers in the Senate on the modalities for community policing. Northern Group unveils security outfit, calls on Northern state governors to back initiative to secure the lives of the people. Police rescue 26 kidnapped victims at Dugun Muazu Forest in Katsina State, a month after being abducted from Chikum local government area of Kaduna State. And 150 people injured, and passenger plane skids off runway and breaks into 3 pieces on landing at the airport in Istanbul. Plus, we have business, sports, news from Abuja, the FCT, and then later, our studios in London. Our website, channelstv.com, has more information on our top stories and others. Subscribe and watch Channels Television's live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms using your mobile device browser, or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. You can also watch us via your smart TV platforms on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, and Roku as well. And in what seems to be a counteraction to last Friday's protest by the People's Democratic Party to the U.S. Embassy, a pro-Buhari group staged a similar protest today, asking the international community not to interfere in the country's domestic affairs. The group displayed several placards with inscriptions showing their support for President Buhari and criticizing opposition politicians. The protesters are asking the U.S. ambassador to disregard politicians who criticize the government over the country's security situation as well as its judicial system.
The international community must be aware that Nigeria is a sovereign country, and if there is any insecurity within the country, we are not supposed to play politics with it. Our mission to this embassy is to put forward to the ambassador a clear state of affairs in our country. We do not want politicians to use the insurgency in our country for political gain. We don't expect politicians to call on the international community to interfere in our internal affairs. That is the message we have delivered, and we are committed to defending the good cause of the federal government of Nigeria at all times. That is the citizens' responsibility, and I think it is the patriotic thing to do. The citizens must understand that there is no color or race or religion when it comes to bomb blast. If there is any form of destruction, it affects everybody. Let us unite together and build Nigeria of our dream. The international community cannot help us if we don't help ourselves. And that is why we're here. We have already delivered a letter to the ambassador of the United States here.
And staying with issues to do with security, strikes by Nigerian Air Force jets have destroyed an Islamic State of West Africa province hideout in the Lake Chad area of northern BORNO state. A statement from the Air Force spokesman, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, says the strikes were conducted yesterday on day 1 of the launch of Operation Rattlesnake 3 against terrorists in the northeast of the country. The airstrikes were executed following a series of intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions, indicating that ISWAP fighters were harbored in some buildings at the southern edge of the settlement. According to the Air Force spokesman, the Air Task Force Operation Lafia Dole dispatched its fighter jets to engage the location, scoring accurate hits on the designated target. Structures harboring the insurgents were destroyed and several fighters killed in the process. Now, we had a scene of violence that broke out earlier today at the Anokwaja area here in Lagos as some motorcycle and tricycle riders vented their anger over the enforcement of the restriction on their operations. Members of the Lagos State Task Force on Environmental Sanitation and Special Offences and a team of police officers were at the receiving end of the action. The State Police Command explained in a statement that the riders attacked police officers at the Yanokbaja roundabouts and also that junction after 86 motorcycles were impounded by the task force. A police officer was said to have been injured, while one vehicle belonging to the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency and 2 neighborhood watch patrol bicycles were burnt. Meanwhile, the police said 34 suspects were arrested in connection with the incident. Protests and demonstrations, sometimes accompanied by violence, have been staged since the enforcement of the restriction order that commenced on February the 1st.
No movements, I swear down. See what they are doing.
Let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Makwe Ogun Yusuf. Makwe?
Hello, Ijoma. It's good to see you. We continue with security stories. The police in Katsina State have rescued 26 kidnapped victims at Dungumwazu Forest in Sabuwa local government area of the state. The victims were kidnapped on January the 6th after bandits numbering over 100 attacked Bandna Buruku village in Chukum local government area of Kaduna State. 18 of the victims are males, while the remaining 8 are females. Katsina State Police authorities said the bandits took the victims on 50 motorcycles into a forest in Zamfara State and demanded the sum of 26 million naira as ransom, or they kill all of them. Efforts are ongoing to reunite the victims with their families. And away from security matters, all is now set for the forensic audit of the Niger Delta Development Commission. And this is part of the report presented to the Federal Executive Council by the Minister of the Niger Delta, Mr. Godswill Akpabio, today. The Federal Capital Territory Authority has also explained to the Council how its plan to build 5,000 housing units and the resettling of original inhabitants of Abuja is ongoing. Correspondent Ibrahim Adra reports on all the deliberations at today's Federal Executive Council.
It's the second meeting of the Federal Executive Council. For 7 hours, members consider memos from the Ministries of Works and Education.
In the first 100 days of this administration,
The Minister of the FCT and Niger Delta briefed the Council on what they have been doing.
Deliverables to the Federal Executive Council.
The Niger Delta Ministry has been gearing up for the forensic audit of the Niger Delta Development Commission.
We are also repositioning the NDDC to focus on major projects, what we may call legacy projects, to leave behind something for the Niger Deltans.
The memo.
Meanwhile, over 3 billion naira is to be spent on perimeter fencing of the University of Maiduguri.
The contractor that is going to erect the fence is Mercantile Wheels International Limited, and it will do so at the amount of 1,398,250,000 for naira 27 kobo.
This is in addition to procurement of textbooks for primary school pupils worth 6 billion naira.
The first memo.
The Ministry of Works is to construct roads in the northeast and south-south, including repairs of the Ajakuta Bridge.
The bridge was showing an opening at the expansion joint. We took it up today and it was approved in today's session.
we have 30.
The FCT on its part reported to the Council its progress in provision of 5,000 housing units and plans for compensation and resettling of Abuja indigents.
We provide basic social amenities and infrastructures in these areas of housing scheme, where we give priorities to security posts in the area, neighborhood centers in the area, schools and primary healthcare delivery facilities, all in the provisions made.
The issue of compensation and resettlement of the original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory had in the past led to protest in the capital city. From the presidential villa, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
And to legal matters now, suspected Taraba kidnap kingpin Bala Hamisu, also known as Wadume, and an army captain Tijani Balarabe are facing 16 counts bordering on terrorism, murder, kidnapping and illegal arms running. Also listed as defendants in the charges leveled by the Inspector General of Police are 18 others, including 2 Army Staff Sergeants, 1 Army Sergeant, 2 corporals, 2 lance corporals and 2 privates, as well as an Assistant Superintendent of Police, Ondona EOB. The criminal charges, dated February the 3rd, 2020, were filed by the Legal and Prosecution Section of the Force Headquarters in Abuja. And this is coming 6 months after Wadume was allegedly assisted to escape by soldiers attached to Battalion 93 Takum, led by Captain Balarabe on August the 6th, 2019. 3 policemen and 2 civilians were killed, while 5 other police officers were injured after troops attacked the policemen, enabling Wadume to escape. Among exhibits attached to the charge were the call logs showing the phone communication between Wadume, Balarabe and the police officers at Ibi Police Station. When the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's mining sector is expected to account for 3% of the country's GDP over the next 5 years as government seeks to diversify the economy. That's on Business News. Do join us again.